On a warm summer night in 1992, in the quiet town of Springfield, Missouri, 3 women vanished without a trace. Their names were Suzie Streeter, Stacy McCall, and Sherrill Levitt. The trio disappeared from Sherrill's home, leaving behind their purses, vehicles, and an eerie sense of mystery. Despite extensive investigations, numerous theories, and several alleged suspects, their whereabouts remain unknown. This is the haunting tale of the Springfield Three, a case that has baffled law enforcement, disturbed the local community, and intrigued true crime enthusiasts for over 3 decades. The night of celebration, June 6, 1992, was supposed to be a night of joy. Suzie and Stacy had just graduated from Kickapoo High School. They attended multiple graduation parties that evening, excited for the future. The original plan was to stay overnight at their friend Janelle Kirby's house, but due to unexpected guests filling the home, Suzie and Stacy opted to return to Suzie's mother's house instead. This last-minute change in plans is crucial. Had they stayed at Janelle's, would they still have disappeared? It was the kind of decision that seemed harmless at the time, but hindsight reveals it as a critical turning point in a chilling mystery. Their fate was sealed the moment they left Janelle's house at 2 a.m., heading to 1717 East Delmar Street. The disappearance. The next morning, Suzie, Stacy, and Sherrill were gone. There were no signs of forced entry, yet something was terribly wrong. Their cars were parked outside, their purses and jewelry were left behind, and their Yorkshire Terrier, Cinnamon, was found alone and distressed. The only odd disturbance was a broken porch light and a mysterious message on the answering machine, which was erased before police could analyze it. Suzie and Stacy had been seen last around 2 a.m. after leaving the final graduation party of the night. They originally planned to stay at Janelle Kirby's house, but changed plans at the last minute due to overcrowding. Before they left, Janelle's mother overheard Suzie telling Stacy to follow her home. It is believed they made it to Sherrill's house because their belongings were later found inside. The following morning, Janelle and her boyfriend, Mike Henson, stopped by the house when the girls failed to show up for a planned trip to a water park. The front door was unlocked, and upon entering, they found no one inside. The broken glass from the porch light was swept up by Mike to prevent Janelle from stepping on it, an act that may have unknowingly destroyed crucial evidence. Things took a stranger turn when the house phone rang. Janelle answered and was met with a disturbing call filled with crude, sexual remarks. She hung up, only for the same caller to ring again. It was later revealed that Suzie had been receiving harassing phone calls before her disappearance. Could this caller have played a role in what happened? Several hours later, Stacy's mother, Janice McCall, arrived at the house, worried after failing to reach her daughter. Inside, she noticed an eerie scene. Stacy's clothes from the night before were neatly folded. Personal items like purses and keys were untouched, and Sherrill's bed appeared slept in. An unfinished can of soda sat near a pack of cigarettes, as if someone had left in a hurry. Most chillingly, the TV was still on, displaying static. Janice called the police to report the women missing. In doing so, she listened to a strange message on the answering machine, but before it could be reviewed, it was accidentally erased. Investigators later theorized this message could have contained a critical clue. By the time law enforcement officially took over the case, nearly 20 people had entered the house, likely contaminating any potential evidence. Despite this, there were no obvious signs of a struggle. No blood, no overturned furniture. Just an unsettling absence, as if the women had been plucked from their lives in an instant. The investigation begins. detectives struggled to find a solid lead. There were reports of obscene phone calls made to the house that morning. Could these calls have come from someone watching the house, knowing the women were missing? Friends and family desperately searched for answers. One of the most frustrating aspects was the number of conflicting details. Some believed the women had been abducted after arriving home, while others wondered if they had voluntarily left the house, only to encounter danger elsewhere. Investigators were left with more questions than answers. Theories and suspects. One of the most chilling aspects of this case is the number of potential suspects. One name frequently mentioned is Robert Craig Cox, a convicted kidnapper and murderer. He later claimed to know the women's fate, stating they had been murdered and their bodies would never be found. But was he telling the truth or simply seeking attention? Then there was Suzie's ex-boyfriend, Dustin Rekla, who had been involved in grave robberies. Suzie had testified against him, leading some to speculate he may have sought revenge. There were also reports of a suspicious van seen near the home, but despite multiple witness accounts, police were never able to track it down. Could this have been the getaway vehicle for the person or people responsible? The cryptic lead. One of the most frustrating aspects of the case came in December 1992, when a man called the America's Most Wanted hotline, claiming to know what happened. But before investigators could trace the call, it disconnected. He never called back, and his identity remains unknown. In 2007, new technology provided another lead. Ground-penetrating radar detected 3 anomalies under a parking garage in Springfield, consistent with burial sites. However, authorities declined to excavate the area, believing the evidence was too circumstantial. A legacy of uncertainty. 3 decades have passed, yet the case remains unsolved. Family members, friends, and true crime enthusiasts continue to seek answers. Could modern forensic technology finally crack the case? Are there witnesses out there who still hold the missing pieces to this puzzle? One thing is certain, the Springfield Three have never been forgotten. And until the truth is uncovered, their story remains one of the most haunting disappearances in American history. If you have any information about the Springfield Three, contact the Springfield Police Department. Their families deserve closure. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into their case, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to keep their story alive. Thank you for watching Unsolved True Crime. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and always question the mysteries around you.